a mom is by far a full-time job. Now add working a full-time job on top of that, you're basically always on and you're always working. Trying to manage being a first-time mom, my son's schedule, our family life, making sure there's dinner made every night while also trying to grow and advance my career was very challenging. Not to mention trying to stay sane in the entire process. You can imagine it was extremely stressful. But I realize now that it was so stressful because I didn't have a dependable system in place to help keep everything organized. This is where Notion comes in. It has taken me out of the day-to-day survival mode, trying to manage it all, and makes me feel like I can actually thrive doing it all. So with that, let's dive into how I use Notion to schedule out my day-to-day, and then a few other tips that I'm going to share at the end of this video on how I've been able to reclaim my life and make me feel somewhat put together as a working mom. All right, first things first, Notion is a productivity and note-taking web application that helps you schedule out your day. It can help you schedule things like projects that you're doing at work, or even family events or parties or trips that you may be planning for. First, I want to show you how I set up the shell of my Notion account. And so this shows my to-do list on day-to-day, my content calendar, because I am a content creator and that is what I do for full-time work, but also how I organize and plan different projects that I'm working on. And then of course, how I keep track of everything for Noah and for what he needs at school these days. Now that you have seen the shell of how I set up my Notion, I want to go into a bit more detail and show you the technical side of how I actually set up my day-to-day weekly task list in Notion. Let's start by opening a new page on Notion and labeling our to-do list. And then from there, in the empty page section, we're going to click that plus button and scroll all the way down in that menu until we get to the 3-column view. This will allow us to write out the first half of the weekdays, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, in their own individual columns. And then from there, again, I'm going to hit the plus button and scroll down until I see the to-do list. So the to-do list is essentially a list that can be checked off and on, and I'll show you how I can do that later. After I make the first list, I just highlight the entire list, hit Control-C to copy it, and then paste it under the other days of the week. Now it's time to set up the second half of the week, so I'm going to add a divider in here to separate the 2 columns. And then I'm going to go through again and just through that plus button, scroll down until I see the 3-column option, and then add in my Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday dates. And then again, copy and paste those tasks over under each of those dates. To make the days of the week pop more, I'm going to highlight the day and then under text, scroll down to heading 2. And then to just distinguish it a little bit more, I will go ahead and highlight the date and then under the color option, scroll down to give it a background color. A little trick that I do to make the background color extend the entire column is to just space it out using the space cursor. Now for an added level of organization, I like to add a weekly reminder list above my weekly to-do list. This is where I can quickly jot down anything that comes to mind that I may need to schedule out in my upcoming week. After typing out my reminder title, I'm going to go and add a divider, and then I'm going to highlight that reminder and turn it into a toggle list. So this is one that I can then open and close, and so it's not always visible. In this toggle list, you can add some to-do list option items. And so here I would click that to-do list option again, and then put in my various reminders. And then you can clearly see how you can show and hide those reminders. Finally, you can click in the box to tick off any tasks that you complete, and also drag and drop tasks across to different days if you are moving them from one day to the next. Something that I love most about Notion is that not only is it a web application, but it's also an application that I can keep on my phone. And so while I'm on the go and I'm out with Noah and I might have an idea for a project for work, I can quickly document it. Or if I need a reminder of what's coming up in the day, or is there anything that I need to remember to bring for Noah for school the next day, then I can also take a look on my phone. It's cool because you can edit both on the phone application and on the web application. And so your schedule and your organization system is always with you, which is something that I struggled with in the past because I would either have it strictly on my laptop or strictly on my phone, and everything would be in a different place. This keeps everything in one place. It's fantastic. And so with that, let me show you how I organize Noah's schedule. I have it nicely laid out where the PDF of his school schedule is inside my Notion, and I can always go back to that and have a quick, easy link access to see if he has any upcoming holidays or theme days at his school. And then I can also document reminders that are specific to Noah, like it's summer right now, I need to pick up some sunscreen, and he's also having a sleepover at his grandparents this weekend. And so for me, I love keeping everything related to Noah in one place, so I don't happen to miss his school photos again and forget to dress him in a nice, clean white shirt and then have to drive back to school just in time to drop it off for him. Because yes, that happened, and yes, it was super embarrassing, but now that I have my Notion and I have everything organized, that won't happen again. I mean, the picture still came out like so cute, but it was stressful for me. Now, shifting a bit from Notion, I want to talk about Google Suites or G Suites and my Google Calendar. This is where I keep organized all the events that are taking place. And so, for example, we might have a birthday coming up on the weekend, or I may be out of town because I am going to a work function. When I have these events, I always set them up as a Google Calendar invite, and then I'll invite my husband to them so that they show up in his calendar, and then we both know what each other is doing on different days. This really helps with not double booking ourselves in. And so for him committing to something when I actually have something, or me, or vice versa, this helps to eliminate that. And then we're both on the same page and we both know what is coming up in each other's schedule. The best part is that you can actually integrate your Google Calendar into your Notion. And so you don't even have to open up a separate application. Personally, I have a calendar widget on my iPhone, and so I can clearly see that as soon as I open my phone. So I don't do the integration, but it is an option if you would like it all in one place. Okay, and finally, something that has helped me reclaim my sense of self and really just reclaim my life and my relationship with my husband and all sanity in our home is sleep. And not only sleep for us, but sleep for Noah, our son. Getting him on a strict sleep schedule was probably one of the best things that we could have ever done. And I know getting a kid on a sleep schedule and sleep training might not be for every parent out there, but I can only speak for myself and from my own experience. For us as two self-employed working parents, it has helped just really alleviate all other stresses when it comes to nighttime. And so because Noah goes to bed at the same time every night, which is 7 p.m., that means that we can easily schedule our, we call it like shift 2 of the day, when we get to work after he goes to bed. And so with my husband being in real estate, this is when he can go and schedule showings with his clients in the evening when they're off of work, and he knows that it's like after Noah's bedtime. And then for me, I use this time after Noah goes to bed to get any other work that I need to get done for the day, maybe schedule out a few posts for the next day for my social media, and then of course take some time to relax. And this is when it's like mom and dad time, and having that time to spend together just as a couple has not only helped us in our relationship and in our marriage, but it's also helped us to be better parents for Noah, because we have time with him, but we also have time with ourselves. And so we're able to recharge our battery so that we can be fully on when he is with us. Using Notion and Google Calendar and having a proper sleep schedule in our house has really helped me thrive as a content creator. A couple years ago, I took my content creation journey full time, and I shared how I was able to do so in the 5 W's of content creation on my YouTube channel. And so if you want to learn how I was able to establish this career as a full-time content creator and leave the confines of academia, then please check out that video. Otherwise, if you learned something new here, I would love it if you like and subscribe to my channel for more on being a working mom and the ins and outs of the creator industry. Until next time, keep shining.